Good evening and welcome to the Community Spotlight. Craig Borst, your host, as usual. Nice to have you with us tonight. And you know what? Tonight, don't touch the remote control. We're going to get great music, entertainment, if you like, Chicago or James Taylor, all in one tonight. All in one. George Hrab, welcome to Community Spotlight.
Thank you. Nice to be here. Great to be here.
Our guest of honor.
Yes.
George, tell us about your last name, spelled H-R-A-B.
That's right. It's 4 letters that have caused me a tremendous amount of stress throughout my life. Not tremendous, but a significant amount.
Okay.
Well, every variation of my name and those 4 letters or additional letters that you could imagine, I've seen. It's H-R-A-B. I have problems. Actually, there was a point where I thought of changing my name to H-R-A-B, because every time I would meet someone, I would say George Hrab, H-R-A-B. So I thought, you know what, let's just change it to H-R-A-B, A-Y-C-H-E-R-A-B-E-E. That would be easier. Anyway, H-V-A-B, H-R-A-P, H-A-R-B, R-O-B-B, R-A-B-B. It's H-R-A-B. It's a Ukrainian name, rhymes with job, pronounced Hrab or Rob, depending on when you met me, depending on what mood you're in. I'll pretty much respond to anything, though. So
That's great.
that's the name.
I was glad to be corrected by you personally because I thought it was George Rob too on the phone.
Yeah, Rob is fine.
That's okay. George, you're not from the area.
Not originally, no. Originally, I'm from northern New Jersey, up West Orange, fabulous West Orange and the Oranges. I came down to the Lehigh Valley in the late 80s when I went to college at Moravian.
Now, what sent you to Moravian College? What grabbed you about Moravian?
Actually, my middle school music teacher, my 8th grade music teacher, went to Moravian. She graduated, I guess, in the mid-70s, or early 70s, I guess. And she was friends with my mom, and she said, there is this fantastic little school, sort of hidden away. It's got a great music program. You should have George come check it out. Mom suggested this to me, and I said, no way, I'm not going to Pennsylvania. Who goes to Pennsylvania to go to school? I'm going to New York, you know, where the music schools are much better and things like that.
Sure.
I came down to Moravian and just fell in love with the place. Just thought it was so neat, the little South Campus, the way the art campus is set up. And Moravian very kindly offered me the most scholarship money. So that was a nice incentive as well. So I ended up going there and getting my degree, Bachelor of Music from Moravian College.
How did you get started with music in your life?
How did I get started? Well, it's one of those things that I can't remember not being musically, I don't know if inclined is the word, or just interested.
Was music always being played in your house by your parents?
Absolutely.
It wasn't mine, I know.
My father was my first drum teacher, because he's been in the same band. He's a science teacher, but he's been in the same band, a Ukrainian band, Tempo. Any Ukrainians out there, if you got married, odds are my dad played your wedding. Probably like a 70% chance that my father played your wedding. He was my first teacher. I wanted to play trumpet for some reason when I was 6. And Dad sort of said, you know what? We can't really swing the trumpet rental. Why don't we do, what about drums? I could teach you. I thought, okay, cool, get to hang out with Dad some more. And he was my first teacher.
And in what part of the house were the drums located?
You know, it's funny, I didn't have an actual drum set for 7 years. During Lent, when my dad wasn't working,
right,
he would set his kit up in the basement, and I would play on it in the basement. My parents were unbelievably understanding about me playing whenever I wanted to.
And you lived in a single home, I take it?
Yes. It was a one family house. Yes. And my folks have always been incredibly supportive of, especially, you know, having a drummer as a son, which any parents of drummers out there, bless you. Keep at it. It's worth it. Or parents of musicians in general, or parents of artists in general. It's tough, but sometimes we come out okay on the far end. They were very supportive, and seeing my dad working every Saturday in the band was just fascinating. That it was this sort of secondary life that he had. That during the week he was a teacher,
right,
and then on Saturdays he was in a band, and how different that was. But it was the same guy, you know, so that he could teach, be a very, not buttoned down, but very straightforward teacher, and then be this MC and be a fantastic musician and a host. And it was just fun. It was interesting. And then the fact that we always just felt comfortable singing, and Mom would sing, and we would all just be very comfortable with it, and weren't all different kinds of music were always in the house, and the Ukrainian aspect of it, singing Ukrainian Christmas carols and scouting songs as
Right.
kids when we were in Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, things like that. There was always music. It was always around.
Now, how about the instrument to your right, that guitar that I see you sitting
Well,
next
the
to?
guitar sort of started as a diversion. When I, actually, the woman I mentioned, my 8th grade music teacher, when I was probably in 8th grade, she suggested that I take up another instrument apart from drums, just to have something for a secondary instrument, and she suggested, guitar. So I took maybe 3 months of lessons with her, very limited amount of time, and it was okay. I wasn't that into it. My sister had taken guitar lessons, and she did it pretty diligently for a few years. So there was a guitar in the house. Didn't do anything with it for a while. Got to college, and my roommate, freshman year, was a guitarist that had a wonderful Martin guitar that he had in our room all the time. And he started showing me some things, and it became kind of this diversion when I would be focused on practicing the however many hours a day, percussion-wise, doing etudes, doing all kinds of orchestral excerpts, doing theory work, things like that. Sort of as a diversion, I'd play guitar, and I wouldn't do it under the guise of a formal study. So this was just fun. This was just a chance for me to sort of still keep a musical part of my brain working, but not quite a regimented part of my musical brain working.
Sure.
So through school, I played it more and more and more, and I don't know if proficient is the right word, but I got to where I could play my tunes well. So I'm the best guitarist for my music, essentially.
Speaking of your music,
Yes.
you are an accomplished individual. I've listened to some of the CDs,
Thank you. That's
which you
right.
are all going to have a chance to hear, George, in just a moment. In the second segment, I'm going to ask George to play a couple of songs, and we'll continue to talk. Don't touch that dial. You're watching RCN4. It's George Hrab, right with us.
Perfect.